And hi everyone, today we're going to learn about performance tracking. The usage of performance tracking allows us to visualize to see where we are in terms of the progress. This could be used in the production, it could be used in the sales, this could be in the marketing, it could be lead generation, follow-up, a lot of things. Usually the performance tracking has two elements. The first one is a target, what they want to achieve, and the second one is the actual. So they'll match target and actual together, see whether they are performing above the target or below the target. So this is how we are able to use performance tracking in your work. Let's see how you are able to get this super easy. Let's get started. Let me share my screen in here. Okay, yes. In terms of tracking or dashboard, there are so many things here. And one of them is using this method. Let me zoom in. And the one on the black color, it means they are the past. The one in the orange color, it means in the future or the present moment. The one in the blue is the actual, whether it goes up or goes down and so on. We are going to co-create this thing, the whole thing from a blank Excel worksheet. You are able to do the same thing as well, and the recording will be available, or it will be posted in the YouTube as well as posted in the Facebook. So later you are, if let's say you want to have some revision, you are encouraged, you are welcome to go back and revise it. If you need more details, you can always message me, always ask me. And let's get started. I want to create a blank worksheet that everything is blank. Now I want to create something like this within 30 minutes or less. Okay. The very first thing I want to have is the date. I want to have the date. The date, January, February, March, and so on. After the date, I want to have the target for every month. That means I have a monthly target. After monthly target, I will have a monthly actual as well. I have a monthly actual. So I have something like this. Let me make the thing wider. Hey, okay, wider. The date, I want to show January 2020, February 2020. If that's the case, I just need to type the month and the year only. 2/20. My computer format setting is a day, month, year. If I just ignore the day, it will show the month and the year. So I press, let's start with first January. January 2020. So I press enter, I will get this thing done. And subsequently, I want to continue to fill for the subsequent months. If I drag in this way, it works. Then I will continue to drag until December. Yes, okay. December, and after that, I want to know the monthly target. The monthly target is derived from the yearly target, the annual target. Let's do something here. I want to type a different place. Let me find a place at the bottom. Okay. No. Bottom is not a good place. I go to the top. And this is also not a good place. It's because I want to see everything in one place. I will put temporary there. So this is the annual target. Okay, annual target. I want to keep it simple. I want to aim for 120,000. I just keep it simple. Some people just, wait, why not go for million? Okay lah, go for million. Okay, let's go one more zero. 12 million in a year. So every month in average, we should get 1 million sales. Average. So therefore, I select from B5 up to the B16, where I cover from January until December. Then I press equal the annual target. I press F4 to make it as an absolute. That means it will always refer to the cell C1 and minus 12. Because in a year we have 12 months, I just want to make it average. Then I press it. Normally we will press enter. In here I will use Control Enter. Control Enter. So I have everything in 1 million every month. And the actual, I just want to have some random numbers. So therefore I will select here and I will ask Excel to give us a random numbers. So I will just equal rand between. This for testing. In actual case, in actual situation, we will retrieve the actual numbers from our invoice, from our quotation, and some other necessary data. We are able to use formula to pick the data from that. So now is in order to demonstrate the situation, we just make it simple. Make it simple. So I want to make it from 100. I do 100,000 to 1,000. That means 1 million lah. Okay, and multiply by 1,000. Press enter. If I convert this whole thing into, so I can roughly know some of them they are higher, some they are lower. I want to make it a bit higher as well. So some they are over, some they are lesser. So with this thing, I want to change the formula to become a value so that it doesn't change. So to do so, I will just Control C to copy the whole block. Control C to copy. Normally, I want to paste as value. The mouse method will be right click. It will have something called 1, 2, 3. It means paste values. So I press like this. Okay, now it's no longer has formulas. Everything has turned to a values. This will make our reporting a little bit easier. Now I have the target and actual. Let's do the first run on our reports. See whether does it make sense. So to create the report or to create the chart, we want is to select the whole block, and I go to insert. You will see there's something a line. So we click on the small arrow and click down. We will choose there's something called line with markers. Line with markers. If I click something like this, it will just turn the whole thing flat. It's not 100% accurate. I want it to be cumulative. It will be the end result, something like this. It is cumulative, it goes up. So towards the end, we are able to see cumulatively whether we are hitting the target or we are not hitting the target. So therefore, I just want to remove this. This is not what we want. I want to add one more column, the calculation, to show the cumulative values. So I want to type, I just type abbreviation ACC for accumulative for the target. The first month will be always equivalent to the current month target. I press enter and I go down, I just equal the same month, the monthly target plus the previous month. Because it's cumulative from previous target. So I will need to plus with the previous month. I press enter and I want to copy this formula downwards. I go to field handle and make sure the mouse turns to black plus. Then I can double click. Double click allows the formula to be copied downwards automatically. Now we have all the monthly cumulative target. And I want to do the same thing for the actual. Actual is I want to have a cumulative as well. Maybe ACC actual, accumulative for the actual. Same formula, same thing. I just equal the current month, the actual is always the same for the very first month. Subsequent months, it will be equal the same monthly actual plus the previous accumulative actual, and I press enter. So I can see the value changes. And to copy it downward, I go to bottom right and go to the field handle and double click. It's able to copy downward. So that means we are able to see the figures cumulative. By using the our visual inspection, our eyes to do the inspection, I can see towards the end, it will not able to hit the target. It doesn't give us a real visualization of where is the hiccup, which one has spike, which one has dip. So we have no idea. With the target and actual now, we are able to create another chart with the specific area. To do so, I will need to select the date, and I hold the control key to select the actual target and accumulative target and accumulative actual. With all these three only. Then I go back to insert. I go to the line and area chart, click on it, and I will choose the line with markers. The intention line with markers with the dot, dot, dot in between the lines, it allows us to see where are the months. Otherwise, if let's say lines only, it will just show the smooth curve goes up. It doesn't tell where are the months. So in this context, it's much more preferred to use line with markers. If I click, I'm able to see something in this way. But there are two lines combined. I'm not able to see which are the past or the target, which are the future. So I'm unable to visualize it. I want to see the past for the actual remain as a past. So the future, it should not be happening actual at this moment. So at the same time, for the future, I want to portray from the target. So they are somehow immersed in between them. To have such thing, I want to do something different in here. If let's say in the normal chart perspective, let me zoom out a little bit. In the normal chart, we want to remove or keep some data blanks. If let's say there's no actual for the subsequent months, I will just remove it. I can see the things get narrow. In some situation, people will put 0. If I put 0, it will suddenly dip. It will just jump. It will just go down. It is not accurate. So I want to make something accurate. So therefore, I want to do some formulas here. I want to make sure there's a future for the target and has actual as well. I want to do some tweaking. So the tweaking is I want to have something called indicator. Is it now or something called period? Period means whether it's a future, present, or the past. I want to compare against today's date. To get today's date, I will just put it up here alongside with the annual target. And I want to put it today. To get today's date from Excel, we use the function today equal today and press tab and close parentheses. Now press enter, I will get today's date, which is 17th of April 2020. From date alone, it doesn't tell us much. I want to get the month. So because this is a monthly progress report, I want to make it like a month. So from today, I want to make it like a month. So I want to put the wording called current month. What I'm doing now is we are able to make it a little bit simple. At this moment, therefore I put it the 3 rows on the top. And at the same time, if let's say you have question, you can ask it in the Q&A. And I have seen 2 persons has raised their hand, and with Christy and Mr. Muru. I will unmute you, Christy, and please say things you want to say. Christy, you have raised your hand. Okay, there's nothing. Then we ask Mr. Muru. Mr. Muru is gone. The hand is lowered. Okay, so this is how we are able to get us. If let's say you have some question, you can raise a hand. I will able to see some signal, so I'm able to respond to that. So Christy has no question. We will move on to the next one. Okay, then come back to here. I want to turn the month into the number 4th month. Instead of making manual data entry, I want to use formula to be equal month and press tab. And I click on today's date and I press Control Enter or Enter. I'm able to get number 4. This is a 4th month. From each individual of the months here, the date here, I want to have the indicator is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or so on. To do so, I will add a column. So I will say this will be the month. And in order not to type it manually, we could use formula equal MON and tab. And I select on the month for the date. I just select the date and I press enter. You were able to return 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Then I go to the bottom right. Let me zoom in. And I go double click. It will go fill down and until the end. Some people may be asking, hey, Tai, since we know the January is always at the first of the month, so we can just key in why we want to have another formula there. It's always there. If your context is always the 1st month, of your calendar of tracking is January, is okay. In some company, they track their performance by financial year. Financial year, it means it doesn't always necessarily start from January. Some companies start from September, some companies start from July, some companies start from a different. Hi, I just got disconnected. If you have a question, you could just raise your hand, or you are able to leave it in the Q&A. So let's see how we are able to move forward from here. And just go back to here. Just now where I was here, I was saying some company, they are having a different financial year. Some they are having earlier, some they are having later. So it's much more flexible for us to use formula. That means we are able to easily copy the things and change the date, that everything just changed automatically. This is how we are able to set up the fundamentals. So from here, I want to compare whether the individual months are they the current month. If yes, I want to show as 0. If this is the future month, I want to show the positive one. If this is the past, I will put -1. So I want to see how we're able to get it done easily. Okay, I get Jaslyn, thank you. You say a little bit fast, I will slow down a little bit. Thank you. I was Jaslyn, you was asking for the formulas. Okay, which formula you're asking, Jaslyn? So you can type it so we are able to see it easily. The formulas here just now, it was here. Let me zoom in. To get today's date is equal today. And I want to get current month, I will just equal the month and referring to the cell of today. If let's say I want to make it shorter, I can just type today inside here. So that is able to much more simplify. The reason I make it step by step so that you are able to see it, so it's easier for you to follow. If you are unable to follow on the certain part, the video is always available in my Facebook page. You can always go back and refer. And go back, the month is based on typing the month and refer to date in B5. B5 is the date we just key in here. So we just key in the date. So now everything okay. I received some question. Okay. Formula done. Okay. I have shown all the formulas. If you have some question, you can able to get this. Okay. Thank you, Jaslyn, for asking question. Thank you. Thank you. And now we go back. I have another 10 more minutes to finish the report. Okay, I need to go faster. It's okay, can be done. Okay. Now I want to show some indicator whether it's past, present, or future. I will just equal if the number here, the month number here, is it equivalent to the current month? I need to refer constantly on the cell D3. So I press F4. F4 is locked on the formula on the D3, so it doesn't change whenever we move somewhere else. So comma, when they are the same, I will use the number of 0. Otherwise, I will have another level of checking. I want to go to next line for the formula. I will use alternate enter. If this is lesser than the current month, and I press F4 again, that means is the lesser means the past. Past, I want to use the number called -1, comma, -1. Otherwise, they are not the present, they are not the past. There's one more option left, is the future. Future, I key 1, and I close 2 brackets. Therefore, I press enter, and I will see this becomes -1. To copy the formula down, I can just go to that particular formula, and I go to the bottom right. There's a few handles, there's small dot. When I mouse point at it, it will turn to black plus sign, and I just double click. it will just copy the whole thing down easily. And now I want to combine these two together. I want to show the actual is a black color, and I want to show the target is a continuous. Okay, then. Now I want to do some formula here. When it's past, I want to show the actual. That's it. The future has not come yet. Your future will not be here, shouldn't be here. So I want to make sure they will not be shown on the screen. So I want to type it actual, actual performance, or actual sales. So I want to equal if app. If this number is lesser or equal to 0, that means it will cover from the present moment until the past. Present until the past. So comma, if they are lesser or equal to 0, I will get the values. Otherwise, I want to change it something else. I do not want to use 0 because just now we have seen when I type 0, if the line, the curve, it will goes up and suddenly it drops. It's not nice. In order to go around that, we use a function called NA and tab. NA is just like a blank, but it's not blank, and we are able to see things, it will just disappear because the chart, by default, chart doesn't show NA. So after that, I will just close bracket and I press enter. I will see the numbers there, and I copy the formula downward and go to the field handle on the black dot and double click, it will go down. You can see the whole thing changes. It's only showing the first 4. It's because this is the current month of the 4th month. And after I'm done, I want to continue with the target, the cumulative target for the rest. So in order to do so, I want to have something here. That means it's a target sales, something like this. Okay. So I will do a same formula, it just in the reverse order. I just equal if these values, because the target is the future. Target is the future. I want to greater than 0. And comma, if this is greater than 0, I want to get the accumulative values. Otherwise, I'll put NA. NA means I will not show it on the screen. And tab and close parenthesis and close bracket and enter. These are the past. I do not want to see the target. I just want to see the actual. And I go here and I double click the field handler. I will see them combined into one. So there are a few things later we can do some fine tuning and see how the things work. Let me zoom out. I have the chart here. Previously, when I click the chart, you will see the area I've highlighted is in here. In order to switch the area of the data, is very easy. We can go to the data here. We can use mouse, and when it's at the edge, we can just drag and move somewhere else. Once it's here, I will just let go. You can see them combined, but there's a gap. So therefore, I want to have a gap here to make sure when it's equal to 0, I want to make 2, the average between 2 to bridge the gap nicely. So let me zoom in. I want to bridge the gap between them so to see it nicely. Hey, formula. So I want to go here. I just want to do another if. If the values here is equal to 0, if they are equal to 0, I want to have the average between the cell next to it and comma and the cell below it. This is just to make the bridge nicer. And after that, I just close parenthesis and comma. This is one formula, and towards the end, I need to have one more close parenthesis. Once I'm done, I can press enter. You can see just the average to bridge the gap. And I want to copy this formula to the rest. And let's go back to the chart. And it just somehow is bridged a little bit. It's not okay. It's not so nice. I realized average is not a good way to go forward. I should get the actual sales. So therefore, I realized I made a mistake. And this is how we do the testing on the chart. I realized it's a mistake. It shouldn't be an average. I should get the values from the actual. And press enter. Let's investigate the chart, whether does it have a smooth transition. Yes, it's much more smoother. And now I know how we are able to get this thing done by having this same formula copy and go towards everyone and just Control Shift down to select them and Control V to copy. And I can see the chart has changed to make it a little bit smoother. So we are able to have the past and the future target. The past, I want to do some adjustment on the color. To change anything on the chart element is super simple. We just need to right click on the chart and choose Format Data Series. And in here, we are able to see on the right side, you will see Format Data Series. That's the first icon. It says Fill and Lines. This is the place we can change the thickness, the buttons, and the color as well. In here, the lines currently is quite thick. I want to reduce the width. I can change to make it smaller. You can see the whole thing turn is smaller. And just for information, we can change the color. I want to make it, because the past I prefer to use black color, and it has turned to black. This is a line. As one more, let's see. Yes, one is called marker. The one, the circle or the circle, it doesn't change the color. These are not line, it's marker. So I go to marker. It has a color as well. I do not need the border. The fill is the color. I scroll down, you can see the color, it has the bucket. I click on the bucket and I choose the black color to make it consistent. And at the same time, you can see the legend has changed as well. And we're able to see the things moving forward. And I can do quickly on the future. Orange color is just nice. And I want to make the line a bit thinner so that it doesn't distract our attention. So once I'm done, I can close the Format Data Series and I close it and the chart is ready here. Any updates on the actual, the chart will change accordingly. This is how we're able to combine the actual and the future into one single chart. And I have simplified the method. And if you want to know a little bit specific areas in terms of using Excel or using chart, you can let me know. You can message me. And now I want to open for Q&A. We have 2 more minutes to go. Yes, Jocelyn, the line was not clear and the videos will be much more better. I have recorded locally, so it will not influence by the internet connectivity. Okay, I want to open for Q&A. What kind of question do you have? If you have some ideas, feel free to text me. And if you want to really get this thing applied in your work, you can contact me. See, you are able to attend some of the advanced classes just on creating this one on your work. The one I have created is much more simplified, and the intention is to create something like this, and much more, a bit more complex. I realize the timing is not sufficient. Therefore, it's trimmed down. And with this, you are able to create the past, you're able to create the track the future. So you are able to get the 2 things into one, which is not available in the regular chart, the default chart. Yes, Cyril mentioned how to move the chart to a new sheet. So there are a few ways. If I'm using the mouse method, I want to move this whole thing into a brand new worksheet. I will need to right click on here, and there's something called Move Chart. If I click Move Chart, there's something called Move to a New Sheet. When I do so, this thing will disappear. I will see a brand new worksheet here. This is good to only able to see one chart. If let's say I want to see multiple charts, this will not able to work. So I want to undo, not able to undo. Okay, let's see, there's no undo. So I can need to right click and move the chart back to that particular sheet number 3. and press OK. It goes back to here. So this first method. Another method, instead of moving, because sometimes it's much more easier for us to work the chart together with the data at the back. We want to make a copy. Copy is just Control-C, and I go to a specific worksheet, or I can create a brand new worksheet and paste it here. And in here, I can do the adjustment by holding the alternate key, and I am able to resize and it makes the whole thing nicer. And of course, I cover some topic like how to make the chart a little bit more interesting and change the title to simplify certain things. And you're able to refer the past videos. If you want to learn something specific in the different area, you can let me know. I would love to cover that based on your scenario. And we have 2 more questions. Okay, thank you, Shiroy, you got it. Muhaimin, you asked about, is unrelated to the video, but is it possible to adjust the data from pivot table so that you are able to add something to a pivot table without having to add into the worksheet? So the answer is yes, pivot table is able to do so. And because the data here, I do not have the actual data, I just key in the summary. The intention of keeping the summary is provide a little bit manual work. Manual work allows a greater flexibility, especially on the monthly target or this thing. If let's say I have the data, I can use pivot table to summarize it and present the chart. The only limitation on the pivot table, it doesn't show NA. When the data is not there, there's the other methods to work around it. So the answer, going to come out a chart, something like this, is possible. In short, it's possible using pivot table. Hopefully this answer you. So we have 2 minutes overshot, and hopefully this session gives you some ideas. And I realize I am too greedy. I want to give you more, too much, and some of you are unable to absorb. And the video is available later of the webinar. I will post it in the LinkedIn. And now I want to invite you, if let's say you have the Facebook, you can go and like the Facebook page. It will be something like this. Let me share the screen. Okay, this is a Facebook page. You go and like, and you're able to get all the videos, what we have covered here. I will post it there. So hopefully this will give you some ideas. I'm very, very thank you for you to give me ideas on the different contexts or different scenario. And at the same time, I really appreciate you continues to give me ideas on how to make it done on your work. Yesterday, we covered about the service desk. I used Power Query to get it done. Today, there's one people that asked me about the simple performance tracking, how we are able to get this done easily. And this kind of works can be done in your ISO. If let's say in your company, you are using ISO, you are able to implement something like this in your work. That means whoever use the Excel file, you are fulfilling the ISO practices. So this is super, super easy to get it done. And I really appreciate at the end of the seminar or webinar, I really appreciate you complete the survey form, even though you have completed the survey form before. This kind of survey form, it gives me idea of what are the things I could do even better, so that whenever you are coming here for 30 minutes, you're able to gain the objective, the ideas of learning you want to have. So I'm very, very thank you for all of you for being here. And we have overshot the time by 4 minutes. And thank you everyone for being here. And I will see you next today. Yeah, I will see you next Monday, same time. And I will thank you for you to share the link so that we are able to get more people into the session like this, so that we're able to learn within 30 minutes to get ideas how we're able to do our works differently. And have a nice day ahead, everyone, and have a nice weekend. Stay home and stay safe. Bye.